Yeah. So about 100 years ago, America stopped playing the Battlefield 1 virtual reality beta and entered like a golden age where everything was like the best. So like any war, America immediately got all the spoils and riches, like the capitalist pigs we are, while Europe was goddamn it. So as I was saying, America immediately got all the spoils and riches from the war, like the capitalist pigs we are, while Europe was just left to suffer because they all died, but not really. So America was like booling at this time. They had like a bunch of crap. And so this contributed to a huge spike in us making shit. People like Henry Ford were like, hey, I'm gonna make some dank Kachow-mobiles. And those Kachow-mobiles were everywhere. And people were like, hey, why don't our buildings be like big? And they made some huge buildings, like the Chrysler building, which is like the tallest building in the world for like a year. And then people looked at it and were like, hey, that building's pretty big. Well, it's like a bigger one. And the Empire State Building was even huger, and it was like the tallest building in the world in the history of ever for like a little bit. So in the 20s, everyone was like, you like jazz? Everything on the 20s was like fine and dandy until it suddenly wasn't. So before the Roaring 20s, everyone was drunk off their ass, and Congress was like, yeah, prohibition, and all the booze was taken away. But that didn't stop people like Al Capone from being like, gang, tax evasion, and smuggling a bunch of alcohol all over the nation. So around this time, the stock market was going hard until it climaxed and ultimately fell in October of 1929. So now America entered the worst financial crisis in the history of ever, called the Great Depression. I just gotta say this. Nice fucking joke, America. This is not like any depression I've been through. Thanks, Mary. So now everyone has zero money because of the depression. And everyone's like, hey, we should vote for a Democrat for once. And they elected Franklin Delano Roosevelt, like the best president ever. So although FDR was facing some crippling depression, he did some good stuff. Like he brought the booze back immediately. And then in his first 100 days, the economy was like, well, that's bad. And it's because of his work relief programs where he's like, hey, Americans, why don't you work so you can make money? And the Americans like, money? Yeah. And everyone worked. And then like the economy was not as shit as it was before. So the OG Darude sandstorm, known as the Dust Bowl, pretty much destroyed all the farms in America. So everyone starved to death in America because they had no food because their farms were destroyed, but not really. So at this point, being a farmer sucked more than it already did. Like, it was terrible. So people like John Steinbeck popularized the hardships of their farmers in novels like The Grapes of Wrath and Of Mice and Men, where Lenny's like, and I get to tend the rabbits, and George's like, shut the fuck up, you goddamn puppy killer, bang, bang! And Lenny was dead. Okay, so at this point, Japan is like, hey, let's fuck with America. And America's like, no, you're not doing that. And so now, motivated by guns and blood and war, America's like, let's stop being depressed. And they did that. If you're a true comrade, please leave a like and subscribe for more of this insanity.